Good morning, everybody. It is Alan. Just hanging out, learning to trade, getting a funded account, talking about money, psychology, trading, and whatnot. I really like coming on here and doing this because one of the things about learning to trade is oftentimes you see people that are so overly confident and know exactly what they're doing, and you can just follow what they're doing, right? The tough part is, what if you don't have them? And how are you going to trade? And that is kind of what I am trying to discover. So I just kind of popped into this 1 hour and I wanted to see where is the 50% of this giant candle. But let's go to the daily. We have another beautiful green day. 1, 2, 3 days in a row. Let's pop over into the Qs. Okay, so this is generally considered a bullish retest gap. It looks like we didn't even do the retest. But it does look like we are approaching an area that would be some resistance. SPY, on the other hand, is above the resistance, so we'll see if it closes above the resistance, because that would indicate, another leg up before potentially another leg down. ES, same sort of thing. So NQ has a little bit of resistance. Let me take one of these lines, move it up here. So 737-ish. Height 720. Really? High of 729. Okay, so technically it's there, 729. Something like this. Okay, so there's a line there. There's probably a line right where we are at, and I want to do like a line at 50% of that other line. So let me do this. Okay. $72.50. Okay, that's close enough. And just trying to draw some useful lines off of the 2 hour. We'll pop into the 1 hour, and I'm sure it'll look similar. Yeah. Maybe we could draw one here, I guess. But, really, I would think we would get a little bit more of a pull down before we continue up. So, let's get to the calendar. Today is Tuesday, October 25th. This time is in Mountain Standard, because I live in New Mexico. What else do we have going on here? So at 6 a.m., Great Britain had some announcements. Confederation of British Industry. That's interesting. But, alright, Brazil, US has a little announcement, or a few actually, at 9 and then at 10. So there might be some exciting volatilities over the next 45 minutes and then another hour past that. What is this? The S&P Case-Shiller House Price Index. Measures the change in the selling price of single-family homes in 20 metropolitan areas across the United States. Okay. Conference Board Consumer Confidence measures the level of confidence consumers have in the economy. When consumers are optimistic, they tend to spend more. And okay, so, it's a number though. What's the scale? All right, well, things we'll eventually find out in our lifetimes, I suppose, right? So, seems like we've been headed for a pretty bullish morning. I would not be surprised to get that pullback anytime soon, though. Potentially a double top here, right? Potentially. Delta on ES definitely looks a little weaker than Delta on NQ, although it is definitely showing weakness. So could we jump in for a move down? I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea, you know, something like that. How far down would that be? It seems okay. I'm okay with my order being here. There we go. I just snuck into here. There's just a little bit more. Oh, of course. It might have tagged me in there, but whatever. What is this? Oh, that's the top. The top of the morning. Let's see how this goes. I'm definitely seeing some weakness. This might be a longer hold than I desire, because we're going to have to get past that 10 EMA. I was talking to someone from Top Step yesterday, and they were talking about how traders often go to bigger time frames as they go along in their trading lives. So I thought I would check a little bit of that out. I also wanted to get a little bit better at using Top Step for, but Struggle City with not having the rolled over things. Okay, so that is one thing that I do remember. But I wanted to do that in order to be able to use, to like kind of pop on those horizontal lines that I pop in on TradingView so that I can actually see them, and or potentially not use TradingView anymore. But it sounds like we're not quite there yet. Alright, so while I'm hanging out, let me move these things over to today. Great. Surprise, surprise, some retesting. I mean, really, it's not a surprise. You know, I have 20 points from the high to move my stop down. I mean, there's definitely a part of me that wants to just be like, let's jump in and get a second position, and then maybe I could hit target faster or have a bigger target, also possible. But yeah, I don't know. We're just kind of hanging out, waiting to see what happens. But right now I am predicting a double top. as we kind of just hang out in this range, essentially. I mean, a good question would be like, how far down could we really go? You know, looking here at the volume profile just for the daily, right? Opening on this candle for ES, you know, there is nothing. No trades, not many, right? Not many trades happen between 38.34 and 38.20. So if we were to retest the kind of like volume profile low, that would be right where VWAP is, which is pretty far. But it's not impossible, right? It's definitely not impossible. Okay. If we get anybody else to come up here. I'll take it. So another thing that was shared to me from one of the Top Step coaches looking at my data, mostly good things, but I wanted to learn more about like what are some trends that you see in traders who are successful, and in addition to saying traders that use higher time frames tend to be a little bit more successful. Traders that like have trades longer than like 30 seconds also was something that he liked about some of the data that was shown, like the performance data, and also that people who tend to cut their losers quickly and stay in their winners longer is also another positive sign. I don't know. It was interesting. I feel like I can hear little cats in my house. I mean, like I have cats, but like the mic is like somehow picking them up because the sound barriers in my home are so high quality. I mean, also I have a smallish home, so can't expect too much to happen. Am I gonna get tagged in? That's kind of exciting. No? Okay, well. I mean, just for a second, right? Tagged in for a second contract. We'll see. Alright, so Tuesday, October 25th, it is 8:25 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Oh, looks like we got a second. Cool. So let's combine some of this stuff. I think I want it to have a 30 point-ish, so we'll do that. 65. 75. No. And then what do I want? $24, $14. ES pushing. All right. ES attempted I mean, it got a new high, right? 48.25, 49. Which I don't love. I definitely don't love that. I guess I can move one of these down. High of 56. Yeah. We'll just move one of them down. And then I'll be, you know, back down to a lower amount of risk with little loss if it hits it. And if it doesn't, then great. Right? If it doesn't, then great. And if it does, also, we're good. So, on the 30-minute chart, I mean, what this looks like is potentially like a bear flag, right? Have a little bit of... Can I just draw a line? You know, like we should see something like this. And I would say that this started here. So, I mean, really, you could have something come all the way down to, all the way down here. Potentially. So if we can get one of these to come out and hit this target, maybe I'll drag this down a little bit more. Doesn't sound unreasonable. But then again, that might not be what happens. Because right now ES is pushing on that 5-minute chart. NQ not as much, really, but it is bouncing off this EMA, which is very annoying because it's holding it up. So I really kind of just need that to crash through. Yes, interesting, closing above this previous high, a little bit of volume there. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just put that right there. Don't be rude about this. Oh my god. Fine, there. Okay. The tiniest of tiny wins ever. But I am definitely experiencing some mild doubts, I guess, is what we would say. So 270. Right. 45. So if each thing is 20 points, 270. Oh my god, math. It's hard. Sometimes it's too much, right? Let's do 260 divided by 20, right? That's 13 points. So 45 plus 13. In order to break even for the day, we gotta have our stop at 58, and can we do that reasonably? I mean, it's not that reasonable, but it is a little bit, right? We've made it at least halfway down, right? We have. So, I guess. What is this? High. 51. No. 56. Okay. You know, it either makes it or it doesn't, essentially. Because, yeah, I mean, it's really getting held up here. Delta is continuing to slide down, so one would think, but ES is telling a different story. Right? It's got a little bit more strength, not as much as over here, but still a little more strength. Do you want to top out right there? That would be amazing, please. I'm not feeling great about this, so whatever, I'm moving it down. New 5-minute candle. Either you crash through now or you stop me out, essentially. Yes, I mean, it's just got to make a decision here. Is it going to continue to like move forward and up, and use like volume profile on this 10 EMA that's coming up as support, as it has done, right? 10 EMA, it hasn't even touched it in a minute. Hasn't even touched it. So high of 49.25. A little bit of volume. If we can get some like pullback, really, right? Like that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the pullback. I am playing the pullback for a double top here. It's gotta, you know, ES has to stop pushing, essentially, is what it looks like. I have to say I was in conflict if I should suggest moving up one of your targets inside the block. and take some gains, and you did it a smidge higher than haha. Hey. Right? It's either gonna, like, what are you gonna do? But, yeah, no, I appreciate, oh, that was so annoying. But I like having at least 2 contracts so I can do that. That helps me feel a little better. Oh, buddy. Maybe. Let's get a pullback. You need it. It's a lot up here. It's a lot. How are you doing, origin code? Oh. Oh, oh. I mean, wait for target, take the gains. Wait for target, take the gains. Okay, well, never mind. Y'all just never gonna let this fall? I mean, it's always possible. Yes, finally. Hitting that 10 EMA. It would be amazing to see it close underneath that. Yeah, pretty good so far. I have like a client that scheduled me like two weeks ago. You know, they'd not done therapy before, and I feel like they might no-show me today, which is annoying. Like, I tried to call him yesterday and got no answer. But that's like an interesting just factor of opening a private practice, I guess. How long are we gonna... I mean, like, this target has nothing to do with anything. Like, I guess I can bring it up and just get it. Nice. Cool. So, alright, 970, that's nice. 962 with whatever. But yeah, it's interesting. I was reading about how doctors, you know, they don't charge like a no-show fee or anything like that, but doctors can see, you know, 2 or 3 patients in an hour, which is why sometimes we wait for hours. I guess, right? Like, if we go to see our doctor and they're like, okay, they're never going to see you, and you're going to have to sit there in your waiting room for 45 minutes. But they have that flexibility, whereas for my work, if I'm going to see you, it's the entire hour, most of the time, that I have scheduled out to see you, because I can't leave you in the waiting room. I can't, you know, let you see a nurse practitioner or, you know, an aide. That's not part of what you're paying for if you're paying for a therapist, which is why we charge no-show fees. And I never thought of it that way, but I just found it really fascinating. So there's that. I'm trying to write some articles to get a little bit of something on the website for the counseling website. I really need to work on some other designs as well for like a website for this work, because I'm doing it. We're hanging out, we're doing trades every morning. It's fantastic. I need a website for it. Like, I have one, but I want to update it, make a little bit of adjustments. So maybe I can get that done today. We'll see. I have to go to the office, at which point I may strand myself at the office and force myself to do other things rather than wander about the house, which I like to do. I'm pretty good at that, the wandering. Huh. I feel like there's more signals to go to crawl further down. Curious about ES. What are you up to? You are trying, holding on. So ES might bounce around here before making a decision. You know, like I could see it. Whoops, don't do that. You're just kind of like, either you do this or you do this. Excuse me, or you do this. For sure. I mean, like, that's always for sure, right? But it's kind of waiting to see what are you going to do and when are you going to make this decision? Because there's also the possibility that it just bounces right here for a while. But NQ making a very nice double top here. If you wanted to, you could jump back in for another ride down, I would think. Somebody is calling me. Who are you? Someone from Texas. That doesn't sound good. I actually grew up in Texas, so I don't really have big feels about it, but you know, some people feel like Texas is a special, special place, and I wouldn't blame them. Oh. Maybe I know this number actually, so please hold. Okay, so apologies. As I was talking about like potentially getting canceled on, they called. So that's cool. Moving the appointment a little bit, and we're in good shape. Charlie the waiter. This is weird. A 10 people text. Who wants to go listen to Charlie the waiter at Country Club sing? Oh look, I got into this trade. Do I still want to be in it? That's a great question. Always a fun thing. No. Maybe? Ugh. I'm not sure. This is quite the strong push from ES. They're, average volume. As we go on through the day, volume sinks a little bit. NQ, not quite as strong, although a really nice Morningstar reversal. It'd be better if there was more volume down here at the bottom, right? But yeah, I'm not really digging this trade, so let's get out. Okay, still 585. Okay, that's cool. So weird. I'm sure I got out at the top, but whatever. It's fine. Charlie, the waiter at the Country Club. Sing tonight at the Sagebrush. Weird. Do I want to go to the Sagebrush and listen to people sing? Really? I super won. Oh, okay. Not the top, but like pretty close. I definitely could have been a little more thoughtful about that. But, oh well. Here we are. Anyways, so it looks like I have a 2 o'clock. I mean, not like an appointment this afternoon. I actually have 2. And I guess I'll work on some website stuff and learn some more about billing, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. And I have other things to watch as well. I have a video on collaborative therapy, which is one of the therapeutic modalities that I really liked when I attended grad school. It's very fun, very cool. The concept is all about, it's collaborative therapy, so you collaborate. But it introduces the concept of 3 conversations happening at all times whenever you're having a conversation with another entity or a person, usually. An entity makes it sound like, maybe we could be talking about some spiritual bits or haunted stuff, okay? But usually, we'll just go with people for today. If you're having a conversation with someone else, there is the conversation going on in your head, the conversation going on in their head, and the conversation going on between the two of you. And collaborative therapy, that modality is all about making sure that those 3 conversations match so that you're actually able to understand one another. So if you've ever gone to therapy or attended, oftentimes and I do believe other therapists do this because I talk to them. Some of them are very good friends of mine. But of course, not every therapist can do this, but they might ask clarifying questions. They will often summarize and reframe what you said to ensure that all 3 conversations, the one in your head, the one in my head, and the one in between, are in congruence with and like agreement with one another. right? Because, like, sometimes misunderstandings happen, or misinterpretations happen, and when that occurs, usually, you know, you could just have like a crappy disagreement, or you can also feel like unseen, unheard, invalidated, which is like all things that we don't want to do in therapy as therapists. We don't want to cause that kind of feeling to occur. So yeah, there you go. Therapeutic insights. Yes, how are you doing? Oh, look at you, still pushing new highs. All right, maybe this is a slow grind up for the rest of the day. That sounds interesting. Let me pop over into this big chart over here. Oh, we never drew extra lines. How interesting. Okay, let's draw some extra lines over here. Yes. Yeah, there's really nothing. There is nothing stopping ES. You know, maybe there's something around here. But otherwise, I'm not seeing anything. So, ES, you go make a big old green candle for the day. That sounds awesome. NQ, I think, can be pulled along, right? It's just, it has some resistance coming up pretty quickly. Quickly-ish, but like this is a daily candle, so it definitely has time to reach there today and hang tight up there before making a decision to go back down or continue up. But yeah, I'm gonna go check out the SPY just real quick. Yeah, there's nothing in the way here, so I would not be surprised. Something like that actually wouldn't be bad. Yeah. And really, you could really put something right there. I don't trade ES that much, so I'm actually gonna pop over into the practice account to kind of put that idea out there into the world. And see what happens. I do feel like I could use a smaller stop. Like 10 points is gonna take forever. I really could do 5. $44.25-ish is what we're aiming for. Yeah. Let's see. See if we can do something like that. Wouldn't mind it just a smidge lower. Yeah, here we go. A low of 39, so yeah. I would be willing to take you at 44.25. Come on. Come and get it. There we go. Beautiful. So let's see. With this at 39, I'm gonna just make this a slightly bigger. 38.5. Yeah. And we will make target a little higher. Oh. I mean, should we make target a new high? Oh, crap. Things we were not paying attention to. Okay, so here we have a nice spike in volume for this new high, which is a sign of exhaustion volume, which means we should not be in this direction at all. So let's try and peek above here if we can. Come on. This is so special of me. My goodness. Good thing I popped into the practice count, because that's pretty lame. I'd love... Oh shit. Good times. Could I just... What I want to do is like, let's just reverse it. There we go. Let's just see what happens. I mean, sometimes I pop into this like other account and it can just be fun to play with like guesses, especially if you're like the kind of person that enjoys doing a little bit of like guesswork, because that can be really bad. And so we're gonna try to avoid that. What is going on here? What the heck? Yes, I want to be short. Okay. Oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing here. Terrible. Terrible. This is what happens when you're not paying attention to stuff. But anyways, we'll just let it do its thing. Because we got some exhaustion volume, which is usually usually a sign to do something else. Okay. So we are short, gosh dang it, 4 contracts, which means I want to buy some. 42. That would be a good target for you, ES. $36, 42, 48. All right. Anyways, will this work out? Don't know, but exhaustion volume right here is a sign to maybe get some bearish moves in. I'm gonna pop over here, NQ. All right. Where are all my trades? Oh, because I took it with the other account. Anyways, yeah, it looks like we could get maybe like double a second. This isn't really a head and shoulders, it's more like a double top. But look at how much volume of trades that have occurred up here, right? There was just this incredibly bullish move in the first 15 minutes at the open, and we have just been hanging out up there for the rest of the day so far. Checking out the 15 minute. 15 minute. You look like you could still push a little up and make a double top, but I don't look at the 15 that often, so just a point of interest. 30 minutes also looks like a really nice bullish bull flag, right? That's what it looks like. And it might not even come any lower. But who knows? Like I said, ES has almost nothing in front of it, so I could definitely see it just float. It looks like it's a control, like a very controlled float. But the tough part about this is this little volume spike. What does it mean? Usually that's considered exhaustion volume, but maybe not today. So, it sounds like I have a 10 o'clock appointment at the office, so I need to get ready to head out. Had a great time with everybody. I will see you all tomorrow at 8-ish Mountain Standard Time, because I can't seem to figure out how to get my body up any earlier. However, I may go ahead and move my alarm up just 10 more minutes and we'll see what happens. Alright, so hope you have a good